Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place. The meeting of the Hubbardston Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at www.hubbardstonma.us. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we'll post on the town's website an audio and or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible.
Wonderful. Our first order of business is a notice. We're having a public hearing tonight. Before we get started, obviously this meeting is being recorded. And for anyone that might be watching, I would request that the board introduce themselves. I'm Rick Rain, Chairman. Rich
Clapham, member.
Tony Capola.
Kayla Larson.
Tom Larson.
All right, thank you. So I'd like to entertain a motion to open the public hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing.
All right.
I'll second.
Thank you. All right. I will read this. The Hubbardston Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing now pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. The Wetlands Protection Act for request for determination filed by Damon Schmidt of 69 Gardner Road, Town of Hubbardston. The work that's being proposed is to install an 8-foot wire mesh fence in the grass field area connecting to the existing fence, and then extending the current 12-foot wide 8-inch. I would assume it says 8-inch. It looks like 8 foot, but we'll say it's 8-inch deep crushed stone driveway, 150 feet, with 10 crushed stone gravel parking spots flanking it, as well as an area for a temporary mobile trailer and a cart trail in the farming area. 5,276 square feet in the 50-foot buffer and 15,177 square feet in the 100-foot wetland buffer, I guess. No work will be done in the wetland. The area will be maintained as agricultural land as a cannabis farm. All right, Damon, we went out, Rich and I and Tony went out, but if you would kindly discuss what you wanted to do and in a little detail would be good for the
All right, thank you. Yeah, so here's I guess an update and overview of what we're trying to accomplish. I know the last time that I came before the commission, we were planning on putting a 9,000 square foot dry cure facility building in the back of the lot. And what we've decided to do since then, to one, possibly not build that building, but two, to get up and running for this year's harvest, is we are going to purchase 2 trailers. They're 53 feet long. And we basically, it's freezer trailers. And then we're going to have a 3rd trailer, and we're actually going to rent this. I found it today. It's actually going to be a 28-foot trailer, so a little smaller than I had proposed. So that will actually shrink some of the crushed stone that we're looking for. And that will act as the security and the discarded product room. So basically there's an office in there for our security computers and everything with that. So basically, instead of putting in a building, what we're trying to ask permission to do is to extend the driveway basically about 150 feet. And then on the right side of that driveway, if you're going into the field, we would have 8 parking spots, all crushed stone. And then on the left side, we would have 2 more parking spots, a room for a porta potty, and then a propane tank, as well as some sort of a garbage container. And that would basically be the extent of what we'd be looking to do. We would have a couple batteries and a few generators. In case we do lose power, we got to keep the security apparatus on. And then what we're looking to do is extend the fence. So we already have a fence that's installed. So we're looking to extend the fence into the back field. And the reason for that is we're losing some space with that vernal pool where we have to keep a 100-foot buffer. So basically to get to hopefully 50,000 square feet of cannabis planted, we're hoping to use some of that back field. So basically our request is, for more crushed stone and then to put more fence. And then as you can see if on the plan, we have a cart path that's really only going to be about 8 feet wide. It's really for carts. All the other area on our planting site, which is 100,000 square feet, it's basically going to be 4x4 rows of cannabis, and then there'll be a 3-foot wide footpath, and then another 4x4 row of cannabis, and then a 3-foot wide footpath. So those footpaths connect to the crushed stone path that we want to put in. So at the end of the day, it's really just feet everywhere that we'll be walking, and then the one path for our carts to bring the product back to the freezer. And the difference is what we're doing with the freezer is usually you take your marijuana buds and you dry them, you hang them to dry over a couple weeks. But what we're going to do is basically cut down the product, run it through a de-leafer and then a debucker. And then we'll just take the wet product, put it into bags or containers, mark it for the Cannabis Control Commission, and then we're going to flash freeze it in the trailers. And from there, we have to test the product. So those trailers will sit there for a little bit. After the product's tested for the whole trailer, we'll move the trailer to Royalston. And then from there, we'll turn it into bubble hash and then rosin. So the trailers will not be here from about, I'd say, November 1st to about, I'd say May or June. So about 6 months out of the year, those trailers will be parked there. And the other 6 months, they'll be parked in Royalston. So that's the overview. And the reason why we were trying to do an RDA is there was no building. So we weren't really doing too much stormwater drainage. So. And that's my overview. If anybody has any questions. Some on the plan, if you look at the parking plan we sent, we are going to cut back on some of that crushed stone. I think, the engineers, put a little extra there. We don't need it, within the first probably 10 feet near the fence. So that, there's some of that crushed stone we can peel away.
All right, thank you, Damon. Questions from the board?
I know you
Go ahead.
mentioned that area where you're adding fence in the back is
Yep.
an open field, and it looks like from the tree line on the plans that it's all open. I just wanted to confirm that there's no cutting.
Yeah, it's basically an open field in the back there. And so just to give you guys a heads up, we will be taking down some of the fence that we put up there before, but I guess we're not coming for a permit to take some of it down, but we originally crossed in the middle of the field, thinking that we could fit everything we needed and stay within the commercial zone. So that backfield's actually in residential agriculture. So that's why we'll probably take down some of that fence, but So our site plan is, almost correct, but it doesn't show that, we might take down about 100 feet of fence we already put up.
Okay. When we were out there, we had told you that you would need to do an NOI. Have you done that yet?
We're on the NOI, so I'm at the mercy of my engineers. I'm trying to push them. So they said they'd get it to me by the end of this week. So that, could push until next week. But what I'd like to ask is if I could be added to the next meeting for the NOI. And then, we'll definitely get it to you. I'm assuming it's gonna be beginning of next week. I was give them a couple extra days.
As long as you get it to me beginning of next week, I should be able to get you on the agenda, no problem.
All right, that'll be awesome. You guys, it would be the first Tuesday of the month, right? The 6th?
Yep.
Yes. I have a question on the drawing, the fence around the vernal. It looks like it's a little unclear to me what's happening with the fence as it goes around the vernal pool, or what. Where is that going?
Yeah, so we obviously didn't go through any water, to put the fence in. But if you see the darker fence, we kind of moved the fence to go around the vernal pool.
I
So
see.
it's kind of hidden by the fact that the vernal pool 100-foot line is dark as well. So we're kind of, moving out of that area. But yeah, so our intention is to, any new fence that we put up, we're gonna not be in that 100-foot zone.
I see. So you're going right around with 100 feet
Yeah.
from the vernal pool.
Are you gonna put some kind of berm or something between the fence and the vernal pool to keep anything from leaching into there?
I guess I would probably, defer to see what, I guess what comes back with the NOI, if anything. Our plan is basically just to stay 100 feet out of there. We're not allowed to use any pesticides or, we're really limited to what we can use. So,
But you'll still be tilling up the area on the other side of the fence, so you'll have siltation.
yeah, well, we won't till in that 100-foot area. So we're going to be on, I believe that's the case. I don't think we're allowed to till in that 100 feet, right? As of now, we're not planning on planting anything in there. We're kind of making that as a dead man zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do, I think. I guess I would defer to what you guys say. We just assumed, we don't even try to plant within that 100 feet.
Right, well, you're gonna have a fence around there anyway.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so the question is, I guess we can discuss this further, but Rich is worried about, it's a pretty flat site there, but could be some erosion or something going in when you rototill or whatever you're doing there. We'll have to discuss that further.
All right.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
No, I don't have any.
Last time we met was about the roadway. Is that already complete?
Yes. So that's the beginning. I don't know if you're looking at the map at all. So that was the driveway that basically, went up to, what we call the crossing in the woods there. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the crushed stone.
I thought that was in the same alignment as the existing roadway, but it looks like it was shifted slightly. Looks like there's two different alignments.
They might have updated the map. So when you go across we didn't do anything with that crossing, that's been there. It's a pretty straight crossing. Crazy dog.
Maybe I'm remembering the roadway incorrectly.
Yeah, they Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, I think, if you look at the curve from the corner lot line of Matt Aaron, it looks like a pretty uniform curve they put there. I'm sure it looks like some averaging, but it's pretty much what it looks like. Once you get to that corner, you kind of make a bend and then it's a straight crossing over the, through that wooded area.
Okay, any other questions or concerns from Tom, Kayla, Rich, or Tony? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
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 So at this point, we have, I guess the board has said this is really basically a positive determination requiring an NOI. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, and Damon is already underway on that, so we will have a hearing next month. And are we gonna get different drawings or updated drawings or anything else going on here, Damon, with this?
Yeah, I think I can shorten the trailer area since we're getting a third trailer that's, about 20 feet shorter. So I'm probably going to shorten that. And I think the engineers did a little bit of an overkill of all this crushed stone in the parking area. So I'm going to try to, make that a little narrower and not use so much crushed stone. So there'll probably definitely be another plan here that I'll update with the NOI, I would think.
Okay.
I think it's kind of necessary that we get another plan with it, Damon. We really need an update.
All right. Definitely.
And Damon, the assessors are in tomorrow, so you're gonna need to request another abutters list. So if you want to put that request with them tomorrow, they're in the office.
All right, cool. I can do that. All right, thank you. I'll see everybody in a month.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
Damon,
All right,
thanks.
Damon.
Thanks for your time. All right, the next order of business is to review and approve the minutes from January 5th, 2021. Has everyone had a chance to read these minutes?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
It looks like there's a small error on the, under new business, just a typo. The word happening in the first sentence.
All right.
Yes. Under adjourn, this is spelling error, adjourn, 7:21 PM.
Okay.
Anyone else? Make a motion, we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We have some new business.
Are we missing something on that last meeting? No, okay, sorry. I'm getting confused between two different meetings. Okay, go ahead.
You mean our February meeting?
We didn't have one in February, right?
Yeah.
I was just trying to, I noticed that Ed Blanchard was on the list of attendees, but then we didn't have any
I
notes.
think he popped on and popped off.
Okay, yeah.
I want to say, yeah, he didn't
And
speak.
it was the one before that he spoke or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Okay. So what's this about meeting with open space to discuss the clearing at Mount Shep? Just to follow up from Mr. Hatch or what?
So at our last meeting, we kind of had the discussion about open space and doing some clearing, and I sent an email over. So Bob thought it would be a good idea to hop on, kind of everyone get on the same page.
Okay. He's not
Yeah.
here today, is he?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Rick, I brought it back up because there was some stuff on Facebook about it. And then I asked Mallory if they ever got back to us. And that's when she emailed back to them.
That's it. All right. So we're not actually meeting with Bob tonight.
Bob is here.
He's here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice here, Rick.
Okay. Don't see you.
Oh, I can see me.
All right.
If this were 2 days ago, I'd have hair about 6 inches long that I never have, but that's all gone. This is my normal haircut.
Nice. I gotta get one like that.
I got a good barber for you.
Springtime's coming right along.
All right, so what's the issue here?
I don't really have an issue. I think you did a nice job discussing or eloquently addressing any concerns we had, but Rich, if you want to, or whoever wants to talk about
well,
it.
the issue is that we want to be notified when you guys are going to do projects like that. So when it does come up, we know what's going on. Because we are supposed to be in charge of that kind of stuff. We just want to be notified about it.
Okay, I'll take 100% responsibility for that. We should have notified you on that because it wasn't just a little bit of handwork or something. We did have something called a forest mulcher come in there and clear around the foundation that we were just trying to get that historical site under control, but it was moderate to significant level of work that we did to clear all around the big beech tree out behind the foundation, as well as around the foundation and actually inside the foundation. We are engaging the Historical Society just relative to their preferences relative to the exposure of the foundation, et cetera, and any historical aspects associated with that. But since we did clear a reasonable amount of trees, it was a relatively small area acreage wise, but a moderate amount of work. So if we do anything like that in the future, we'll definitely let you guys know, or not come to you before we do it is the right way to phrase it. Doesn't do any good to come to you after we do it.
Right.
So always easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission, as they say. A lot of that goes on in this town. How
I guess from our own perspective, we didn't think it was in any violation of the CR or something, but I can see where it would have been appropriate to come before you to head of it. We did look at the CR, et cetera, prior to doing the work. But since it was just clearing growth that had happened over the last 5 or 10, probably at this point, 15 to 20 years, because some of the growth was substantial. But when I first joined the Open Space Committee about 6 or 7 years ago, we did clear all around the birch tree, but we didn't do anything relative to around the foundation.
Yeah, we did around the birch tree and around the foundation area, but it was just that one section, because I did the work, so I know it was done.
Oh, you were there. You must have been there with me. So
How long did it take, by the way, how long did it take for that mulcher to do the work? Just out of curiosity.
it took we had some open space committee member volunteers up there, taking some stuff from outside from inside the foundation. And then the forest mulcher, he did around the foundation, around the birch tree. And then there was time left there, just a way to utilize that service. It was more economical to get a day's worth of work. So there was time left over. So we had him just do something that our hay contract guy should have been doing. We just had him make a pass or two up along the edge of the hayfield, where normally a brush hog would have cleared that out, the ingrowth going onto the hayfield.
That's nice.
So it was for both the open space manual labor, human labor, and the forest mulcher. It was a day's worth of work.
I see. That's interesting. It's like a skid steer with a mower on it.
He's got a skid steer with a what the heck's the name of the heads that
Falcon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falcon head.
Yep.
Falcon head, huh?
Shreds it right up.
Yeah, absolutely.
How
Like
far
all the
can
stuff that came out of the foundation too. He can go over stuff that's either growing or like all the stuff that came out of the foundation. I had my tractor up there with a grapple on it. So I just collected all that stuff, put it in a row, then they just drive back and forth across it, and they can chew up essentially a pile of brush. Well worth the effort. So in one day, we got all around the foundation, all around the birch tree, and a couple passes along the edge of the hayfield, and that hayfield there is a long way. So he went all the way down to from the birch tree area down to the far end of the field and back, and that field's got to be at least a quarter mile long, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to stop in and take a look. I keep talking about it, but I haven't gone over there to have a look. But
yeah, so I mean, just relative, bringing it up to date. So our next process, now that we've got the foundation exposed, with all the growth that was there, you couldn't even hardly see the foundation. But now that the foundation is exposed, we're engaging the historical society relative. There's concrete rubble in there. There's some beautiful old stone foundation work. As things transpire through the evolution of that mansion or whatever it was right there, the Gates Mansion, some of it mitigates maintaining some of the rubble concrete that's in there would mitigate trying to maintain it in an easier fashion versus getting a forest mulcher and hand labor to clear out that. But we want to get them involved relative to what they think is appropriate to leave is the historical aspect of that site.
All right, well, thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, Rick and company. Anything else?
No, thank you for stopping by at the meeting and having a chat.
All right, I'm gonna go have some squash soup
Oh, great.
with sausage.
That's
Thanks,
course.
thanks for
All
joining
right.
us, Bob.
You're welcome. And
All right.
I'll make sure to touch base on anything that comes close to engaging you guys in the future. Thank you.
It
All
does look good. It does look good up there, though.
Oh, yeah, we were really happy with getting it, particularly, well, around both the foundation and getting the birch tree cleaned out around that. That birch tree is something spectacular.
Yep.
All righty, we'll see if
All
I
right.
can get.
All right. Some other new business. We have a certificate of compliances for 147 Williamsville Road and 79 Hillville Road. Those are both been okayed, I'm assuming. I can't remember about the 79 Hillville Road.
Those are older ones. I think Tony said that he gave the okay on those.
Yes, I did do that. I did.
What is the 79? Is that your neighbor or is that
No, that's down at
Solar.
Moosehead Pond. That's the one at Moosehead Pond.
oh, okay. At the end of the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
And he complied with everything, even to his lawn being a native mix that he had a wetland scientist suggest for him and the whole 9 yards. So he did a good job there.
Nice.
So then,
All right.
I guess to go along with the old business, for those certificates of compliance, if we want to sign them electronically through DocuSign, we just have to take an official vote so that we can record that with the Registry of Deeds. So that they'll accept conservation's electronic signatures, because I guess they're not now without that official vote on record. So you can either choose to do that, or you guys can stop in and sign them in person. It's totally up to you.
I think I would make a motion that we go through the process so that we can use electronic signatures in 2021. I have a motion that we approve of electronic signatures.
Will we be able to do both?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Because I have a
second it.
problem with that. I can't get it to work. I mean, I could do like I did the last time, and just go in your office.
Yeah.
A second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Perfect.
All right, we have just a couple quick things. The paperwork's in for a couple of things for the next meeting. One of them is NOI for Williamsville Road produced by Ed Blanchard, and it's quite a I've already got a heads up from the neighbor who was very concerned, and so we have to look. It's a pretty wet site there, so
This is
we'll
the
go through
same
that.
one, the same site we talked about previously.
No,
No.
no.
This is almost directly across from that solar field up there on top
Right
of that.
across from the old port farm, basically. And also RDA for 556 Garden Road. That's also something you invited us, Mallory, to
Yeah. So our new process for any big projects that are going to be coming through any new business is going to be to have, before any permits are accepted, planning board, building, to have like a roundtable discussion with the applicant and a member from each board, so that the boards have a chance to kind of voice any concerns they may have or bring any questions that their board may have. And we're calling it a roundtable. So basically it would be building, planning, conservation, board of health, fire, police, DPW, would all listen to a quick presentation of the project and get their chance to throw any concerns out first. So we just booked one for 56 Gardner Road for next Tuesday at 9:30. And I didn't know if anyone was available and wanted to sit in on that little presentation from, his name is Bowie. Bowie is going to be across the street from Damon at the old stove shop. And Damon is involved. He's part owner of that company as well.
I noticed on that one, that's an RDA too. Well, shouldn't that have been a NOI?
In his email, he put that an NOI was coming too. So I'm not too sure
Okay.
why he filed one before the other, but he knew, so.
It looks, you know, from the drawing I looked at very quickly, it looks like it's pretty high and dry up there.
Yeah.
So maybe an RDA is appropriate. So anyways, we have the paperwork, we can take a look, and there's gonna be a hearing next, well, first of all, before we get off the round table, is anyone plan to go to the round table, or would anyone like to go to the round table next Tuesday at 9:30?
I'm assuming that's AM.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask too. I'll be busy.
Yeah. I guess I can go.
I'll send you the link. Oh, you have the link?
Yeah. Probably not gonna be cutting hay that day. Any other business that the board would like to discuss?
I just have a quick thing. So I'm not sure if everyone knows, but Ryan is going to be deploying to Afghanistan. So his last day is going to be Thursday. He'll be in the States and available throughout the summer. And then we'll be, I think he's in Oklahoma or somewhere like that. And then we'll be deploying. So he's going to be gone for about 14 months. We've hired an interim just to kind of keep things afloat while he's gone. He still will be accessible. And we've hired David Nixon, who was the town admin over in, I believe it was Hadley, for the last 15 years, and he retired. And he's looking to get into some interim work for the time being. So he's been in, he was in today, and he's going to be in for the rest of the week, just kind of getting to know us all. And he'll be our contact from here on out.
I didn't understand where did you work recently?
Hadley, I think it was.
Hadley?
I think so, yeah. It starts with an E. I think it was Hadley.
Yeah, I think it was Hadley and Deerfield, I think it was, or South Deerfield or something like that too.
I see.
I saw the selectmen meeting.
I see. Okay.
So he's going to be like in charge of budget and hiring and all that good stuff while Ryan's gone, but he's not going to make any big changes or anything like that.
All right. Anything else on anyone's mind tonight? I entertain a motion to to close the meeting out.
I'll second, I'll make that motion.
Okay, your motion, second,
Second,
all in favor of adjourning?
All right.
aye.